Mrs. Foster made me nervous. Oh. The first time someone sat through a full run through the play, and it was a very smart person, said, I have no idea what just happened. So, I'm going to try to help you a little bit. The Emperor of the Moon is a play written, a farce written by a woman in 1687. Her name is, somebody tell me the correct one, was Aphra Behn. We got it, was and we is. We is. Still is. She's the only professional playwright in the 17th century, that female professional playwright in the 17th century. And she wrote this play in the style of commedia dell'arte. It's an Italian style of theater in which the actors all had certain character types. The ditzy blonde, for example, they didn't have, but that would be a type we would use. The jock, for example. Before the show, the actors would get together and they'd decide on a basic plot of the show, and then they would come on stage in front of their audience and improvise the whole thing. That was in Italy. In France and in England, they didn't like that. They wanted their script written. So Aphra Behn took that style and created this farce called The Emperor of the Moon. The challenge for modern audiences is not just in the language, but that the characters were familiar to all the audience at that time, not the audience members. So for our audience, they're not familiar to us. So that's why I'm going to take an opportunity to introduce them to you and help you along the way a little bit. First, we have Dr. Baliardo. And his manservant, Scaramouche. The doctor has a daughter, Ilaria, and a niece, Bellamont. The daughters have secret lovers they would like to marry, Cintio and Charmant. So we got all these names, right? Scaramouche, which is a little familiar, Queen. Ilaria, Bellamont, Cintio, and Charmant. That's tough right there. Well, the doctor doesn't want his daughters dating these guys. He has them saved, he wants to save them for a very special situation. So he keeps his governess to take care of them, Mopsaville. Cintio, Charmant, also has a manservant called Harlequin. The doctor believes that there's life on the moon. He also believes that if someone were to have the opportunity to perhaps procreate with people from the moon, that the children born, the offspring, would be immortal. So he's saving his daughters until he can figure out how they can marry dudes from the moon. He's whacked. So the daughters' lovers concoct a scheme, which is the bulk of what the play is about, to figure out how to get what they want. Secondary story is that Mopsaville is being pursued not by one, but two lovers, Scaramouche and Harlequin. You guys can go back and sip water. As is typical for late 17th century plays, this one is accompanied by much music, as well as a prologue. The prologue is a little introduction to, as a matter of fact, it's kind of a lampoon of audiences, saying that audiences are fickle and they get tired of what the theater has to offer them. Perhaps the modern equivalent would be television or film or something. And so we begin The Emperor of the Moon.
with gods we first began,
and thunder to you in heroic strain.
Some dying lovesick each night you enjoy, and with magnificence at last recline.
Our drums and trumpets
Do-do-do-do.
frightened all the women.
Our fighting scared the bow and billet to men.
so Spark
In an intrigue of quality,
grows weary of its splendid drudgery,
hates the fatigue.
and cries,
A pox upon her! What a damn bustles here with love and honor!
in
Color comedy next year.
No fop or cuckold, but
Slapdash.
we had him here.
We showed you all, but you,
Malicious grown,
friends' vices to expose,
and hide your own.
cried, damn it, this is such or such a one.
Held. Plague! What does a scribbler mean?
With his damned characters and plot obscene,
No woman without vizard in the nation.
can see it twice and keep her reputation.
That's certain.
Forgetting that he himself, in every gross lampoon,
Her looter secret spreads about the town.
Whilst their feigned niceness is but cautious fear.
their own intrigue shall be unraveled here.
Our
next recourse was dwindling down to farce.
Zoons, what stuff's here? 'Tis all over my...
Well, gentlemen,
Since none of these has fed.
Gad, we have but a share in the speaking head. It's your I like big pizza pie. That's amore. That's amore. When you dance down the street with the moon at your feet. It's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play, tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool, just like pasta fazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with the clown at your feet, you're in love. You're in love. When you walk in a dream and you know you're not dreaming, Signore. Tears at me, but you see back in old Napoli. That's amore.
this does not divert me, nor nothing will till Scaramouche return and bring me news of Cintio.
Truly, I was so sleepy last night, I know nothing for that painter, for we took him so close a prisoner today, and much really gone than usual.
Cintio came with music last night under my window, which my father, hearing, sallied out with his myrmidons upon him. I heard them fighting, but what hurt was done, or whether Cintio were to discover him, I know not. But the letter I sent him now by Scaramouche will occasion me soon with intelligence.
I see, madam, where your trustworthy comes, you may advance and fear not by your friends.
Away! Keep the door.
Dear Scaramouche, hast thou delivered my letter to Cintio?
Yes, yes, what should I deliver else?
Well, and how does he?
Lord, how should he do?
Why, well, he should do.
He is, as well as a knight-adventuring lover can be, for he has got but one wound.
Wound? Oh, heavens, 'tis not mortal.
I have no great skill, but they say it may be
Oh,
dangerous.
I die with fear. Where is he wounded?
Why, madam, he is run quite through the heart, but the fellow may live if I please.
Thou please, torment me not with riddles.
There is a certain cordial balsam called a fair lady, which outwardly applied to his bosom will provide a better cure than any weapon or sympathetic powder, meaning your ladyship.
Is Cintio then not wounded?
No, otherwise than by your fair eyes he got away unseen and unknown.
Don't you know how precious time is, and why do you fool away thus? What say he to my letter?
Well, what should he say?
Why, 100 dear soft things of love, kiss it as often and bless me for my goodness.
Why, so he did.
Ask thee 1,000 questions of my health after last night's fright.
So he did.
Expressing all the kind concern love could inspire for the punishment my father has inflicted on me for entertaining him at my window last night.
All this he did.
And for being confined a prisoner to my apartment without the hope or almost possibility of ever seeing him again.
There, I think you are a little mistaken. For besides the plot I have laid to bring you two together, there are such stratagems brewing, not only to bring you together, but with your father's consent too. Such a plot, madam.
Aye, that be worthy of thy brain, prithee what?
Such a device.
I'm impatient.
Such a conundrum. Well, there be wise men and conjurers in the world. They are intriguing lovers.
Out with it.
Madam, you must know that your father, my master, the doctor, is a bit whimsical. Don quixotish romantic.
Or rather mad.
That were uncivil to be supposed by me, but lunatic we may call him, because he's always traveling to the moon.
And so religiously believes there's a world up there, that he discourses as gravely of the people, the religion, their government, laws, institution, and constitution, as if he'd been bred a Machiavel.
How came he thus infected first?
With reading foolish books such as Lucian's Dialogue of the Lofty Traveler, who traveled up to the moon and thence to heaven. A heroic business called a man in the moon, if you'll believe a Spaniard, who carried thither upon an engine drawn by wild geese, with 1,000 other ridiculous volumes too hard to name.
Aye, this reading of books is a pernicious thing. I was likely to have run mad once, reading Hamlet, but to business. I went, as you know, to Don Cintio's lodgings, where I found him and his friend Don Charmant laying their heads together for a farce.
Farce?
Aye, a farce which shall be called The World in the Moon, wherein your father shall be so imposed upon that he will bring all things magnificently about.
I cannot conceive thee, but the design must be good since Charmant and Cintio own it.
Don Charmant is going to dress himself like one of the Kabbalists. I'll have his tricks to play upon him.
But the farce, where is it to be acted?
Here, I am to set the stage, adorn the sets, and place all the scenes proper.
How can we do this without my father's knowledge?
You know the old apartment next to the orchard, and the worm-eaten gallery that opens up to the river. There, all things will be acted proper for our purpose.
Run, Ambush! My master's still here for you like mad below. He got all his little doubles with horrid names. His microscope, his telescope, his horoscope, and all his scopes.
Oh, here, I almost forgot. Here's a letter for you and Miss Belmont. And here's one for you.
Oh, here, take my prayer book. Oh, much I share.
Thy eyes are always laughing, Bellamont.
And so would yours, had they been so well employed as mine this morning. I have been to chapel and seen so many beaux, such a number of plumies, I cannot tell which I should look on most. Sometimes my heart was charmed with a gay blonding, then again with a melancholy noir, anon the amiable brunette, sometimes the bashful, then again the bold, the little now, anon the lovely tall.
Why, this is better than sighing for your Charmant.
That's when his present only makes his court to be. I can sigh to a lover, but will never sigh after him. But oh, the beaux, cousin, that I saw in church.
Oh, you had a great devotion to heaven then.
And so I had, for I did nothing but admire its handiwork. But a deuce on it, who should come in and spoil all my lover Charmant. So dressed, so gallant, that he drew together all the scattered fragments of my heart, confined my wandering thoughts and fixed them all onto him. Oh, what a dear ravishing thing is the beginning of an amour.
When will thou be tame, Bellamont?
I'm weary of loving Ilaria.
Well, to keep up your humor, here's a letter from your Charmant.
Malicious creature, when wilt thou cease to torment me and either appear less charming or more kind? I languish when from you, and am wounded when I see you, and yet yet I am eternally courting my queen. Cynthia and I are contriving how we shall see you tonight. Let us not toil in vain. We ask but your consent. The pleasure will be all ours. Grant this and love me if you will save the life of your Charmant. Live then, Charmant, live as long as love can last.
Well, cousin, Scaramouche tells me rare designs are hatching to relieve us from this captivity. Here we are, mute to be espoused to two mooncalves for aught I know, for the devil of any human thing is suffered to come near us.
But thanks be praised, the generosity of our cavaliers has opened their obdurate hearts to the golden key. Let's let them in at all opportunities. Come, come, listen and answer their love letters.
Mrs. Foster made me nervous. The first time someone sat through a full run through the play, and it was a very smart person said, I have no idea what just happened. So, I'm going to try to help you a little bit. The Emperor of the Moon is a play written, a farce written by a woman in 1687. Her name is, somebody tell me the correct, was Aphra Behn. We've got was and we is. We is. Still is. She's the only professional playwright in the 17th century, that female professional playwright in the 17th century. And she wrote this play in the style of Commedia dell'arte. It's an Italian style of theater in which the actors all had certain character types. The ditzy blonde, for example, they didn't have, but that would be a type we would use. The jock, for example. Before the show, the actors would get together and they'd decide on a basic plot of the show, and then they would come on stage in front of their audience and improvise the whole thing. That was in Italy. In France and in England, they didn't like that. They wanted their script written. So Aphra Behn took that style and created this farce called The Emperor of the Moon. The challenge for modern audiences is not just in the language, but that the characters were familiar to all the audience at that time, audience members. So for our audience, they're not familiar to us. So that's why I'm going to take an opportunity to introduce them to you and help you along the way a little bit. First, we have Dr. Valiardo. And his manservant, Scaramouche. The doctor has a daughter, Ilaria, and a niece, Bellamont. The daughters have secret lovers they would like to marry, Cintio and Charmant. So we got all these names, right? Scaramouche, which is a little familiar, queen. Ilaria, Bellamont, Cintio, and
species more divine than vulgar mortals. Those of the fiery regions we call dragons. These, sir, when in conjunction with mortals, beget immortal races, such as the firstborn man had he ne'er doted on a woman.
I am of that opinion, sir. Man was not made for woman.
No doubt on it, sir. Man was to have been immortalized by the love and conversation of these charming creatures, and to have stocked the world with demigods, such as in this day inhabit the empire of the moon.
Most admirable philosophy and reason. Is it possible, sir, that I may ever hope a conversation with so divine a being?
Most possible, sir. Their whole delight is to immortalize. That famous philosopher, Merlin, was begotten on a certain king's daughter by a most dashing young dragon, as indeed all men of mighty minds are.
But, sir, I have a niece and daughter which I love equally. Were it not possible they might be immortalized?
Most possible, sir, if they be pure and chaste.
I think they are. And I'll take care to keep them so, for I confess, sir, I would fain have a hero to my grandson.
You never saw the Emperor of the Moon, sir, the mighty Pyrodonasaur.
Never, sir. His court I have, but 'twas confusedly too.
Refine your thoughts, sir, by a moment's prayer, and try again.
It is too much for mortal eyes. I see a monarch seated on a throne, but seems most sad and pensive.
Forbear then, sir, for now his love fits on, and he would be private.
His love fits, sir.
Aye, the emperor is in love with some fair mortal.
And can he not commend her?
Yes, but her quality being too mean, he struggles, although a king, twixt love and honor.
It were too much to know the mortal, sir.
'Tis yet unknown to any of the cavalists, who are now using all their arts to find her and serve his majesty. But I must haste. My great affair deprives me of you. And now that I've tried your virtue, tell you one.
I humbly kiss your hands, most learned sir.
So, Belmont's lover, Don Charmant, has played his part most exquisitely. I'll in and see how it works in his paracranium. Did you call, sir?
Skirmish, I have, for thy singular wit and honesty, always had a tenderness for thee, above that of master to a servant.
Oh, sir.
Thou hast virtue and merit, that deserves much.
I must confess, sir.
I may make thee great. All I require is that thou wilt double thy diligent care of my daughter and my niece, for there are mighty things in store for them, if we can keep them from the sight of man.
The sight of man.
Aye, and the very thoughts of man.
What cure is there for a young wench against the disease of love and longing?
Do your part, and because I know thee discreet and very secret, I will hereafter discover wonders to thee. On pain of life, look to the girls, that's your charge.
Doubt me not, sir. Sir, I hope you'll reward my diligence with your daughter's governess, who is very rich and has long carried affection for me.
Reader, set not thy heart on mortals. There's better things in store. Besides, I've promised her to a baker for his son. Come in with me. Bring the telescope.
My mistress Mopsiville to marry a baker's son? What? Am I then forsaken? Abandoned by the false fair one?
I am honored. I must die of rage, reproaching gently, complaining madly. It is resolved. I'll hang myself. No. When did I ever hear of a hero that hanged himself? No, it is the death of rogues. What if I drown myself? No, useless dogs and puppies are drowned. A pistol, or cape, or on my own sword would do me no nobly. But I have a natural aversion to pain. Besides, it is as vulgar as a rat's bane or the slicing of a weasel. No, I'll die a death uncommon and leave behind me an eternal fame. I've somewhere read an author, either ancient or modern, of a man that laughed to death. I'm very ticklish, and I'm resolved to die that death. No, Mopsiville, my cruel Mopsiville. And now, farewell the world, fond love and all mortal cares. Harlequin was left in the garden. I'll tell him the news of Mopsiville. What? Harlequin? Dead! How cruel fate! Who is
be the mutual loss of our mistress.
Oh, I know it, sir, I know it. And that thou art as false as she. Was it not a covenant between us that neither should take advantage of the other, and that thou should have fair play, and yet you basely went to unwind me and asked for the doctor? But since she's gone, I scorn to offer her. Let's, like loving brothers, hand in hand, leap from some precipice into the sea.
What, and ruin my clothes? I thank thee, no. I have a newer way. You know I lodge 4 pair of stairs high? Well, let's ascend thither, and after saying our prayers...
Prayers? I never heard of a dying hero that ever prayed.
I'll not stand to quarrel with thee here. But, being come up, I'll open my casement and throw you down into the street. Then there'll be no more for you to do but come up and throw me down in my turn.
The achievement's great and new, but now I think on it, I am resolved to hear my sentence from the mouth of the perfidious trollop herself. Forget I cannot credit it. Come on. Mrs. Foster made me nervous. The first time someone sat through a full run through the play, and it was a very smart person said, I have no idea what just happened. So, I'm going to try to help you a little bit. The Emperor of the Moon is a play written, a farce written by a woman in 1687. Her name is, somebody tell me the correct one, was Aphra Behn. We got it, was and we is. We is. Still is. She's the only professional playwright in the 17th century, that female professional playwright in the 17th century. And she wrote this play in the style of commedia dell'arte. It's an Italian style of theater in which the actors all had certain character types. The ditzy blonde, for example, they didn't have, but that would be a type we would use. The jock, for example. Before the show, the actors would get together and they'd decide on a basic plot of the show, and then they would come on stage in front of their audience and improvise the whole thing. That was in Italy. In France and in England, they didn't like that. They wanted their script written. So Aphra Behn took that style and created this farce called The Emperor of the Moon. The challenge for modern audiences is not just in the language, but that the characters were familiar to all the audience at that time, audience members. So for our audience, they're not familiar to us. So that's why I'm going to take an opportunity to introduce them to you and help you along the way a little bit. First, we have Dr. Baliardo. And his manservant, Scaramouche. The doctor has a daughter, Ilaria, and a niece, Bellamont. The daughters have secret lovers they would like to marry, Cintio and Charmant. So we got all these names, right? Scaramouche, which is a little familiar, queen. Ilaria, Bellamont, Cintio, and Charmant.
I'm in a bell humor for poetry tonight. I'll make some lyrics on love. Out of a great curiosity, a shepherd demanded me. A shepherd implored me. Tell me, say he, can you resign? Well, what shall rhyme to resign? Tell me, say he. Tell me, said he. Can you resign? Tell me, said he.
side. Tell me, said he, my Belmont, will you be kind to your Charmant? I'm amazed. And you'll venture once more. I blushed and veiled my wishing eyes. I blushed and veiled my wishing eyes. Wishing eyes. Blushed and veiled my wishing eyes. And answered only with my sighs. What's this? Witchcraft? Or some divinity of love? Some even sure invisible. Once more I'll try the charm. Could I a better way my love impart? I a better way my love impart. My love impart. Impart. I a better way my love impart. And without speaking, tell him all my heart. What's this? What's here? No devil in this. For there can be no devil, for there's no sin nor mischief in all this. Blush and veil my wishing eyes. My wishing eyes. Answer on with my sighs.
Out of a great curiosity, a shepherd this implored of me. Tell me, said he, my Belmont, will you be kind to your Charmant? I blushed and veiled my wishing eyes, and answered only with my sighs. Could I a better way my love impart, or without speaking tell him all my heart? Whose is this different character?
'Tis yours, for aught I know.
Away, my name was put here for a blind. What rhyming thought have you been clubbing with me?
Ah, mon Dieu, Charmant. Jealous.
Jealous. Have I no cause? Who writ these lyrics?
Some kind assisting deity, for aught I know.
Some kind assisting coxcomb, that I know. The ink's yet wet, the spark is near, I find.
How was I mistaken in this man?
Mistaken, what do you take me for? Some easy fool to be pulled upon? Who would be cuckolded by every feathered fool that you call a beau? Who would though call him a fond sheep, a clean, amorous coquette?
Oh, madam, hide your lover, we're all undone.
I will not hide until I know the thing that made these verses.
Bellamont, please. Bellamont.
He's coming, sir.
Where shall I hide him? Oh, the closet's open. Please. He'll lock. My brother. His sickness sent for me. 'Tis 3 long weeks, and darkest is I must go. They say he's dying. Here, take my keys. Go into my study and look over all my papers and bring me all those marked with the cross and figure of 3 that concern my brother and I. And Scaramouche, come and get me ready for my journey. And on your life, let not a door be opened till my return.
It's a delicious thing to be rich. What a word of lovers it invites. I have one for every hand, and my favorite from my lips. But from I'm a lover's, I'm for the baker's son, because he has a Fiat. And I'll swear on cars, because I won't think about a man. What? Oh, me, what's that?
The ghost of a poor lover dwindled in the way home. What? My rival? And my mistress? On me a wine. Say goodbye. Each time we part, my heart wants to die. Is this done like a man of honor, Mr. Harlequin, to take advantages to injure me? Advantages are lawful in love and war. 'Twas contrary to our league of covenant. Therefore, I defy thee as a traitor. I scorn to fight with thee, because I once called thee brother. want to strike. We were dancing, sir, that I have my weapons for all occasions. Really got me there, man. Yes, but not altogether so heroic. Well, for the future, let us have fair play. No tricks to undermine each other, but he who is chosen to be the happy man, and the other shall be content.
Cousin Belmont, cousin.
Get Ravioli! Let's be gone! I can tell you, madam, that your father is taking a car to the city, and that your lover, Don Cintio, was in the street for a lucky moment to enter in.
Well, what if anyone by my father's orders, or he himself should surprise us? I tremble, but not know whether 'tis with fear or joy.
My dear Ilaria. Shake my arms, Ilaria.
Heavens, why did you come so soon?
Is it too soon? Whenever to safe, Ilaria.
Meant you not Scaramouche? He went to bid you wait a while. What shall I do?
Why this concern? None of the house has seen me. I saw your father leaving in his car.
Sure you mistake? Methinks I hear his voice.
Scaramouche, the key in my laboratory. Why, where are you?
Do you hear that, sir? Oh my God. Where shall I hide you? He approaches. My cousin's closet. Step in a little.
Here I must have left it. A light there.
Each woman, it's no marvel she was so angry and surprised at my approach tonight. What can this be? I'll be prepared.
Scaramouche, knave, a light. Oh, man! It's in my house! Dire misfortune. Who are you, sir?
Men call me God Magog, the spirit of power. My right hand reaches holds, my left hand honor. Is there a city wife would be a lady? Bring her to me, her easy cuckold shall be dubbed a knight.
Oh heavens, a madman, sir!
Is there a tawdry folk would have a title? A rich mechanic that'll be an alderman. Bring him to me and I'll convert that blockhead and that coxcomb into your honor and right worshipful.
Stark mad? What, sir, Scaramouche? How got this madman into my house?
He came in a chair for your advice, but how he wandered from your laboratory to this chamber, I know not.
Upon a winged horse, a clipped Pegasus, swift as the fiery racers of the sun. I fly, see my mount, and cut the liquids that.
Alas, poor gentleman, he's past all cure. But, sir, for the future, take you care that no young mad patients be brought into my house.
I shall, sir. Here are the keys you dropped.
That's well. I must be gone. Bar up the doors, and upon life or death, let no man enter.
How about those blood effects?
What the devil could that be? Coming from his closet. At last, I'm free. And the doctor's gone. I'll to Cintio and bring him to spend a night with our mistresses.
And now for this lucky rival. If his stars will make this last part of his adventure such, I hid myself in the next chamber to let her the doctor go, only to return and to be revenged.
Musha tells me Charmant is concealed in the closet, whom Chintu surely has mistaken for some lover of mine and is jealous. Sir, where are you? They're all gone now. You may venture out. Chintu here.
Yes, madam. To your shame. Now your perfidiousness is plain false, woman. It's why your lover had the dexterity of escaping me. I had spoils making love else.
Prithee, hear me.
But since my ignorance of his existence saves his life, live and possess him, till I can discover him.
Go, peevish fool, whose jealousy believes me given the change. Let thy own torments be my just revenge. Heavens, Belmont, where have you been?
Fatigued with the most disagreeable affair. Oh, how I hate business. I have been ruffling over 20 reams of paper of my uncle's writings.
Madam, your cousin Florina and Lucina come to visit you.
I'm glad, Aunt. 'Tis good ladies, and we can trust them with our mirth in secret.
Don Cintio? Well, how's the door? How fell he out?
You may inform yourself, I believe, for these close intrigues cannot be carried on without your knowledge.
What intrigue, sir? Be quick, I am in haste.
Who is the lover I surprised in the closet?
Lover? Deceptio visu, sir, the error of the eyes.
Thou dog. But since the rascal escaped me, I'll be revenged on thee. What's the matter here?
It is Charmant.
Cintio, in a rage? Who's the unlucky object?
All man and womankind. That Laria is false.
Gloria false. Take heed. Surely her nice virtue is proof against the vices of her sex. Say rather Belmont. She, whom my nature's light and wavering, counterfeits not such a false repugnant. This evening I surprised her in her chamber, writing of verses, and between her lines, some spark had newly penned his proper stuff. Curse of the jilt, I'll beat her fool no more.
You are mistaken in that, sir, for 'twas I was the spark that writ the proper stuff to do you service.
Now,
Aye, we that spend our lives and fortunes be used like scoundrels and pimps. But, look you, sir, satisfy he who was in the closet with you.
was it you, Cintio? Oh, mamma mia! What fools are we that we did not know one another by instinct?
But, come, dispute this clear issue no longer. But, let's your mistresses.
I'm ashamed to appear before Laria.
I before Belmont's.
Come, come, take the heart of grace, hold your hands down over your eyes, put your arms across, sigh, and look scurvily. Your simple looks are ever a token of repentance.
You have no cause to doubt, for you can so easily acquit yourself. But what shall I do? Who shall I love next if I break off with Charmant?
Well, if you be a man of honor, cousin, what a maid which has her innocence.
But he's a man of wit too, cousin, and knows when women protest most, they likely lie most.
Most commonly, for truth needs no separation.
That's our current disposition, your lover. For some believing most when you most abuse him, children.
He's so obstinate that they would damn a woman with protesting before she can convince him.
Such a one is not worth convincing. I will not make the world wise at the expense of a virtue.
Nay, but he shall even remain as heaven made him for me, since there are many enough for all uses.
Can you forgive us?
That Cintio, you are convinced I do not wonder. But how Charmant is inspired, I know not.
Let it suffice. I'm satisfied, my Belmont.
Pray know my cousins Florinda and Lucinda.
Come, let us not lose time, since we are all friends.
Best use we can make of it is to talk about.
Oh, we shall have time for that hereafter. Besides, we may make love and dance as well as sitting. We may gaze, sigh, press the hand, and now and then receive a kiss. What would you more?
Yes, I wish a little more.
Nor shall you
thy master's treasure?
Music, sir? Sure, 'twas the wind whistling through your ears, riding so late at night.
Why, there's another debt I owe thee for bringing me so damnable a lie. My brother's well. I met his valet but a league from town and found thy roguery out.
Is this the reward I give for being so diligent since you went?
In what, thou villain? In what?
Look you, sir, I have, against you came back, been putting up these garden statues. The best in Italy, sir, for the rarest of the figures.
I like the figures well. How came I by it?
It was sent by some of the Kabbalists.
Still, I do insist I heard the music.
Sure, 'twas the tuning of the spheres, some serenade, sir, from the inhabitants of the moon.
From the moon? And that may be.
Do you think I would deceive your reverence?
From the moon? A serenade? Really, what story is this?
Why, sir, 'tis two lovers.
What was that?
Show your imagination, sir.
Can my imagination feel, sir?
As tenderly as any part of one, sir. Are you a great philosopher and know that not?
And that may be. Say, this fellow has a look of profundity.
Like it more when you see it by daylight.
Is that my imagination too?
Of course.
Lights! Lights! Bring the lanterns, Peter!
Here! Hold by each other. That's when I go out, all may go. That is, slip out and hear the doctors come out.
And leave it to Madam Brunt.
I'll put it on my bill of charges to be paid all to get up.
Where are they?
What, sir?
The statues.
The statue, sir?
Someone must have stole them.
Impossible, sir.
Bless me, what's here?
Oh, what?
Who are getting you tonight? Ah, sir, is it you? Returned so soon?
Returned?
Ah, yes, I am sure you just went to your brother the advocate's.
Thou villain, thou questions me as if thou knewest not I was returned.
I know, sir. How should I know? I am sure I am just waked from the fairest dream.
You dream still, sirrah, but I shall wake your rogueship. But you're not here now, showing me garden statues.
Statues, sir?
Aye, villain, for which I'll have thy life.
I confess, I understand not your Kabbalistic language, but in mine, I must say that I am just waked from the strangest dream, wherein methought that the Emperor of the Moon World was in our house, dancing and reveling, and methought that His Highness was in love with Mistress Ilaria, and methought that his brother, the Prince of Thunderland, was madly in love with Mistress Bellamont. But you came in, and they all turned themselves into statues to hide themselves. And then you grew angry at something, and they all flew back to heaven. Credit this? Credit it, sir? By the honor of your house, by my inseparable veneration for mathematics. 'Tis true, sir.
The famous Kabbalist who yesterday informed me that the Emperor of the Moon was enamored on a fair mortal. But if that mortal should be Ilaria, no more. I dare not yet suppose it. I'll in to my daughter and my niece and see what knowledge they may have of this.
Will you so? I will secure you. The frolic shall go round.
Scaramouche, if you do not deceive me in this matter, time will convince me farther. If it rests here, I shall believe you false.
Very well, sir. Suspend your anger and your judgment till then.
I'll do it. Go to bed.
Now, sir, 'tis morning, and I'm up for all day. This madness is a pretty sort of pleasant disease, and it tickles but one vein. Why, here's my master now, as brave and as wise a man, but mention the moon and he flies into a rage, and becomes as mad as the wind. Well, sir, if thou canst be madder yet, we'll find a cure for your fit, better than all of your superstitions.
should I fear to tell you of your conquest, and thus implore you of your aid?
I'm ravished.
Ah, Prince Divine, take pity on a mortal,
I'm rapt.
and take me with you to the world above.
The moon, she reigns. I'm transported, overjoyed in ecstasy.
My uncle come again to interrupt us.
Hide nothing from me, my dear Bellamont, since all is already discovered to me, and more.
Why have you waked me from the softest dream that ever maid was blessed with?
What, my best Ilaria?
Methought it entertained a demigod, one of the divine inhabitants of the moon.
I'm sure mine was no dream. I waked, I heard, I saw, I spoke, and I danced to the music of the spheres. Methinks my glorious lover tied a diamond chain round my arm. See, and 'tis all substantial.
And mine a ring of more than mortal luster.
Heaven keep me moderate, lest excess of joy should make my virtue less. There is a wondrous mystery in this. A mighty blessing does attend your fates. Go in and pray to the chaste powers above to give you virtue for such rewards. All this agreed with what the learned Gabalist informed me of last night. He said that great Iridonazar, the Emperor of the Moon, was enamored of a fair mortal. It must be so. And either he descended to court my daughter personally, for which the rareness of the novelty she takes to be a dream, or else the day I beheld was visionary, by way of a sublime intelligence. I'll into my study, for I cannot rest till I this waiting mystery have discussed.
Though I am come off on cavalier with my master, I am not with my mistress, whom I promised to entertain tonight, and 'tis but just I should make good of this morning. 'Twould be rude to surprise her sleeping, and more gallant to wake her with a song. Softly, love, and hold me warm against your touch. I feel your touch, tender, friendly, moving the stars.
What a woman making more of this, that ere her early sun has sung. Does not belong to my window trap? Was in your skirmish, is it you?
Who else would it be to take such pains and slew?
Oh, Lord, most true blue.
Like him now. I shall not only deliver the young ladies their letters from the lovers, but get some opportunity in this disguise to slip this love letter to Boxman's hand and Bob, my comrade Scaramouche.
Oh, what do I see? My mistress at the window, pointing my rifle. Siamo qui, oh, sorry. But we waste time if you desire me kind. Out of your shame. Oh, traitor.
You'll be sure to give her a Harlequin.
Oh, yes, hang him, fool. He takes you for a saint. Harlequin? Hang him. The shot and herring. I, a collie, a naughty.
I'm dear Zany.
What about a Turk?
Prefer nothing but a cockle.
Oh, bad.
Not starving gratitude. How shall I be revenged?
How long have you been thus distracted?
Since I loved and trusted thee, false prophet. See here, the witness of my love and shame.
How? With a child? I was the number family property?
Hear me! Oh, thou heathen Christian, was not one woman enough?
Sirrah, answer to that.
I shall be sacrificed.
I am resolved to marry tomorrow. The 12 promises of the baker never vain. I never sought to be revenge on thee, thou terminative infidel.
When I said I needed you, when I said I needed you, said you would come someday. Someday you said you'd come. It wasn't me that changed, but you. And now you've gone away. You don't have to say you love me just because I have. Sir, do you know not who this is? It's rival of mine. Put on this. Mistress Mopsville. See, I have her letter here. What is he? What is he? He is a dancing master. But since all injuries mine, I'll pardon you. Dance! You may be a children's sacred gods,
and conquered the mighty emperor. Iridonazar, the monarch of the moon.
I'm undone with joy, ruined with transport. Can it, sir, be possible?
Receive the blessings, sir, with moderation.
I do, sir. I do.
This very night, by their great heart they find, he will descend and show himself in glory. An honor, sir, no mortal has received this 6,000 years.
Say you so, sir? No emperor ever descended this 6,000 years? Was I deceived last night?
Oh, yes, sir, often in disguise, in several shapes and forms, but never, sir, in their proper glory as emperors. 'Tis an honor only designed to you.
Will his grace be here in person, sir?
In person, and with him a man of mighty quality. Sir, 'tis not the Prince of Thunderland, but that's but whispered in the cabal, sir. And he loves your niece.
Miraculous. How this agrees with all I've seen and heard. Tonight, say you, sir?
So 'tis conjectured, sir, by some of the Kabbalists, who are now using all their arts to find her and serve his majesty.
About what hours, sir?
The meridian of night, about the hours of 12 or 1. But who descended or in what shape is yet unseen.
This I believe, sir.
Why, sir?
May I communicate a secret of that nature?
To any of the Kabbalists, but none else.
Then no. Last night, my daughter and my niece were entertained by those illustrious heroes.
Who, sir? The emperor? Or Prince's cousin?
Most certain, sir. But whether they appeared in solid bodies or phantomical is yet a question. For at my unlucky approach, they all transform themselves into garden statues.
'Tis frequent, sir. The shapes are numerous, and it's also in their power to transform all they touch.
Most miraculous philosophy and reason.
Now I must haste. This night, prepare your daughter and your niece, and let your house be dressed, perfumed, and clean.
It shall be all performed, sir.
Be modest, sir, and humble in your elevation, for nothing shows the wit so coy as wonder, nor birth so mean as pride.
I humbly thank your admonition, sir, and shall, in all I can, struggle with human frailty.
So, all things are gloriously forward. But my own more, I must have this mistress, if only to be revenged on her for abusing me. And I must deliver these letters. Let me see. Montville is resolved for either the pharmacist or the baker. Well, say no more of honest Scaramouche. Thou shalt find a friend in need of me, and if I cannot fit thee with a spouse, say that a woman has outwitted me.
There is a way we can leave all the shadows behind us.
Naples, for many foreign persons passing by coach, lorry, or scooter.
I'm not ignorant of the custom, sir, but why, what's that to me?
What's it to you, sir? What privilege have you above the rest?
Privilege for what, sir?
Why, for passing, with any of the before-mentioned vehicles.
Oh, it's mad. Do you not see that I'm a plain baker that comes to deliver bread?
Arthur Hamad, sir? To think I cannot discern a foreign baker from an authentic panettiere di Napoli. Your plates are Sicilian.
Art thou drunk? Oh, and so early too. Oh, you're a special officer. Move aside, sir, or you shall pay for the damage you do me.
Hey, Dave, here's a fine cheat upon the viceroy. Sir, pay the fine or seize your gun. Ufficiale! Ufficiale!
What's the matter here?
Madam, here is a foreign baker who refuses to pay the customs for passing the gate. Sicilian.
Please exit the vehicle, sir. Buonasera, signore. Where are you from?
Buonasera. Mwah, mwah. I come from Messina.
I'm from Palermo.
Aye, mbare. Come siamo?
Prego, what's the problem here?
Ufficiale. I'm a baker that comes with bread for my mom. My father's dead last year. My mama, she said she missed my bread. She got to Napoli to live with me Tante Maria. So I drive all day to deliver fresh bread. This officer stopped me, my bread goes stale, and I will miss the night ferry back to Messina.
He is in error, friend. Pass on.
I will have his satisfaction first, or I will be forced to file a report with the people.
What do you demand, friend?
I demand 10 lira.
Ufficiale, this is hard. This man threatened my person and accused me of drunkenness.
Come gratify him and see better hereafter.
Yes, sir. If I must, I must.
Pass on, friend.
Grazie, ufficiale.
For the team, vale.
Scusi, signore.
I suggest you do not delay me further, officer.
Capisco. Only a question for my report.
Quickly.
You say you must return to Palermo tonight.
See, I must bake for my morning customers.
And you are a very good baker.
The best?
Your customers in Messina must have your bread by tomorrow.
Yes, may I pass now, officer?
And you are not to stay in our beautiful city of Napoli.
No, I must bake for my morning customers.
Then what is this? You are under arrest, signore, for lying to an officer! My master, or not still holding this disguise. Thus, I may not only gain my mistress, comfort Harlequin, but deliver the ladies those letters from their lovers, which I took out of his pocket this morning. And who would suspect a pharmacist? Or can the jade mops villain honor refuse some of my gravity so well set up? Dr. Most Reverend Dr. Maliarde!
Signor.
I might through great pusillanimity blush to give you this anxiety. Though you have no cognizance of me, sir, yet I have of you, being so greatly skilled in Galenical and Periclesian phenomena.
Signor, your opinion honors me?
The ambition I aspire to, sir, of being an ocular and audial witness to your singularity, made me trespass upon your sublimer affairs.
Signor?
Besides the violent inclination, sir, of being initiated into the denomination of your learned family by a conjugal tie with that singularly accomplished person, Madam, the governess of your domicile.
Signor, she's much honored in the overture. and my ability shall not be wanting to fix the concord. But are you a traveler here, sir?
Without circumlocution, sir, I have seen all regions beneath the sun. And the moon.
Moon, sir? You've never traveled thither, sir.
Not in propria persona, signor, but by speculation I have, and have the most complete map of that incomparable terra firma in all of Christendom.
But the lunar mundus, sir, may I crave an honor of seeing it?
You shall, sir. You can see there.
But this map, senor, I protest you filled me with curiosity. Has it signified all things so exactly, say you?
Omitted nothing, signor. No city, nor river, nor villa, nor castle, nor
Sir, it's 3 o'clock and dinner's ready.
nor
I come, sweetheart. This is wonderful.
brothel, nor anything of that nature. But another time, signor. Another time, signor. I detain you, but now I only beg of a word or two with the governess.
Oh, she shall wait on you, sir, and I shall be proud of the honor of your conversation.
Who could this be? Well, it's the baker the doctor has promised Knoxville to. My heart misgives me.
This is perhaps my rival, the pharmacist.
Who would you speak with, friend?
Speak with, sir. Why, what's up to you?
Have you any business with your doctor, sir?
Then maybe I have. Then maybe I have not. Fine, sir.
Firstly, Signor Fantas may have a lover waiting me. She will be the pharmacist of the baker. No matter which so a lover that one could men alive. I am resolved to the first good offer. Now in revenge or Harlequin's crime which will tricks upon me. Oh, 2 of them.
My mistress here.
Oh, gentlemen, do not worry me. And who will speak with me?
I.
Both of you?
No, madam, I.
If both lovers are both welcome, but let's have a fair play and take your turns to speak.
Signor, it is most uncivil to interrupt me.
And most disingenuous, sir, to intrude upon me.
Let me then speak first.
I'm dumb.
I acquiesce.
They told me there's a person that had propositions of marriage to make me.
That's I, madam, that's I.
And I attend the consequential finis.
I know not what you mean by your finis, sir, but I have offered myself this gentleman's servant, her lover, her husband, her dog in a halter, or anything.
I pronounce a poetry, an ignominious. That dares lay claim to the lady's right, legna mobile. That's to say, my best affection.
I fear not your hard words, sir, but I dare allow pronounce, if Donna Mopsville like me, the baker's son, as well as I like her, 'tis a match, and my chariot's ready at the gate to bear you off, do you see?
How that chariot leads.
And I pronounce that being intoxicated with the sweet eyes of this refulgent lady, I come to tender her my noblest particulars, being already so well set up with the implements of my occupation.
As for pharmacist, the most gentle calling, which I choose. Senior pharmacist, I do not suppose to lay serious such a reason I have occasion me this honor.
Oh, most wonderful lady, the elegancy of your repartees most genuinely denotes the profundity of your capacity.
Goodness to Congress, stand by! Do not frighten this gentlewoman with your elegant profundities.
Powerful conjurer, I will chastise thy vulgarations that eclipses a philosopher as a conjurer.
Lucifers, prithee, if thou beest a man, speak like a man then.
Why? What do I speak like? What do I speak like?
Speak like a real peril!
How? And how?
Let's have a feast while I survey the fit you both.
Well, madam, how does my person propagate?
Thanks, senor. Now I will beg you. I do want your physiognomy as well as your intellect.
You are. Please, madam.
You are mistaken. I am displeased at your green eyes and gray eyebrows and beard. I never met a man with those signs through his masters or his friends. Therefore, I sooner wear the scoundrel Scaramouche than a pretty shaker.
Oh!
Than a fellow your infallible sickness knowledge.
You have your answer then, Senor Friskin, and may shut up your shop and be gone. You little... How did you not do nothing?
And as for you, senor,
Madam?
the most villainous memory with an obnoxious big nose, after the size of neighboring cowardice. Therefore, I'd rather wear the spider Harlequin, that skeleton buffoon, the ape of men, that jack of flint. I'd rather wear than thee.
A very fair declaration.
You understand me, and so I'd use with Mr. Private. Singer that it would.
That is to take the position. How long have you commenced pharmacist, senor? As long as you've been a baker. Are you not a damned rogue to put these tricks upon me and to break all articles between us? Are you not a damn son of a something to make articles with me? No more words, sir. No more words. I find it must come to actions.
What did you do?
Oh, let me go, sir, let me go. I am beyond all measure.
I am extremely sorry for it, sir. And you shall see how I will have this person handled for the affront to a person of your gravity. Here, grab my instruments. Take this fellow.
No, sir. Bring me on, or I'll discover all your intrigues. Oh, let me alone.
I'll warrant you, he's some rogue that is a plot on my niece and daughter.
No! He comes to impose the grossest lie ever mortal told. Hold, I'll confess all rather than encourage.
Hold. What will you confess, sir?
That he is the greatest impostor in all of nature. Would you believe it, sir? He pretends to be an ambassador from the Emperor of the Moon.
An ambassador from the Emperor of the Moon?
Thereupon I laughed, and thereupon he grew angry. I laughed at his resentment. That's how the great quarrel began.
An ambassador from the Emperor of the Moon?
Bartliaf, manage as best you can.
Bartliaf, yes. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. How the devil shall I act an ambassador?
Ambassador, it must be so. For how should either of these know I expected that honor? Sir, if the figure you make approaching so near ours of this world have made us commit any undecent indignity to our high character, you ought to pardon the frailty of our mortal education and understanding, having never before been blessed with any from your world.
I confess I am, as you can see by my garb, sir, a little incognito, because the public message I bring is very private, which is that the mighty Iridonazar, Emperor of the Moon, with his most worthy brother, the Prince of Thunderland, intend to sup with you tonight. Therefore, before you get good wine, 'tis for the sake of your fair daughter.
I assume by a whispering, sir, that you would be private, and therefore I humbly beg to take my leave.
You have it, friend. Does your niece and daughter drink, sir?
Drink, sir?
Aye, sir, drink hard.
Do the women of your world drink hard, sir?
According to the quality, more or less. The greater the quality, the more profuse the quantity.
Why, that's just as 'tis here. But your statements, sir, I presume they are sober, learned, and wise.
Faith, no, sir. But hark, the sound of kimbrels, kettle drums, and trumpets. The Emperor, sir, is on his way. Prepare for his reception.
I do rapture!
Oh, sir, we are awoken by the strangest sound of the most terrible music that ever a mortal heard. Have you heard it not, sir?
Hear it, fool? Yes, it is music from the spheres.
Let's hasten to the gallery, where we may discover all with the help of your telescope.
Sir, we're just as you commanded us. What is your farther pleasure?
Oh, what's here? What vessel is this? No part of our house, I'm sure.
Sure, sir, 'tis some enchantment.
Let not thy female ignorance profane the highest mysteries of natural philosophy. To fools it seems enchantment, but I of a sense can reach it. Hark!
Whence comes this charming sound, sir?
It is from the spheres. It is familiar to me.
See, sir,
they approach.
Most reverend sir, we from the upper world thus low salute you.
Kepler and Galileus we are called, sent as interpreters to great Agadonazar, the emperor of the moon who is descending.
Most reverend sirs, profound philosophers, thus know I bound to pay my humble gratitude.
The emperor, sir, salutes you and your fair daughter.
And sir, the Prince of Thunderland salutes you and your fair niece.
came you most reverend bards from the moon world.
Most lovely maid, we did.
May I presume to ask the matter how?
By clouds, sir, through the regions of the air, down the famed Parnassus, thence by water along the river Helicon, and the rest by post upon 2 winged eagles.
Is there store of our world inhabiting the moon?
Oh, of all nations, sir, that lie beneath it, in the emperor's train. Sir, you will behold abundance.
See, as the emperor's consort appears.
The Duchess of Venus.
The Lady of Jupiter.
The Tsar and Tsarina of Mercury.
The Archduchess of Mars.
The Prince
princesses of Neptune. The Duke of Uranus.
The Queen of Pluto.
The dictator of planet KIC 8462852.
The Baronai of Ceres.
The royal family of and their pets.
The Prince of Thunderland.
And lastly, sir, behold the mighty Emperor!
The Emperor would have you rise, sir. He will expect no ceremony from the father of his mistress.
I cannot, sir. Behold his mightiness. The splendor of his majesty confounds me.
You must be modest, sir. It is expected.
Shall I not have the joy to hear their heavenly voices, sir?
They rarely speak to foreign subjects, sir, when they appear in royalty.
But see, as the Emperor commands by signs his subjects to dance.
The Emperor is now going to declare himself according to his custom. Listen.
Most reverend sir, whose virtue did incite us, whose daughter's charms did more invite us, we come to grace her with that honor that never mortal yet had done her. The maid we love shall love and live, whom visibly we thus will grace, above the rest of the human race. Say, is it will that we should wed her? And nightly in disguises better?
This glory is too great for mortal life.
What then remains but that we consummate this happy marriage?
Fly me to the moon. Let me soar among the stars. Let me see what spring's like on Jupiter and Mars.
Schlossville.
Your place, Schlossville?
Well, I must go to one of them.
The Emperor pronounces you our victor!
Yes! Your mistress, sir, as a reward for your undoubted valor.
I thank you, sir, and your humble servant, Scaramouche, returns your thanks.
Scaramouche?
Something the world is all for fun and frolic, and so do I. Some think it well to be a melancholic, to pine inside, But I love to spend my time in singing some joyous song, to set the air with music faintly ringing is far from wrong.
Most noble youths, you've honored me with your alliance, and you, and all your friends, assistance in this glorious miracle. I invite tonight to revel with me. Come and see my happy recantation of all the follies, fables I've inspired till now. Be pleased to repeat your story, to tell me by what kind degrees you cozened me. I see there's nothing in philosophy. He was the wisest bard that spoke this mighty truth. He that knew all that ever-learning writ, knew only this, that he knew nothing yet. Yamo, kompa yamo ya, yamo, kompa yamo ya, freniculi, frenicula, freniculi, frenicula, kompa